Welcome. In this class I am going to discuss about Tcl commands. We already studied then in SQL commands are categorized into 4 different types. They are DDL, DML, Tcl and DCL. Out of the Tcl commands means they are the commands which is used to control the transaction which are performed inside a database. They are the commands, Tcl commands are the commands which are used to control the transactions which are performed inside a database. In our syllabus we have to study 3 different types of Tcl commands. They are commit, rollback and autocommit. Commit is a method which is used to save the transaction permanently. Commit is a method which is used to save the transaction permanently in a database. Whereas rollback is the method which is used to undo the transaction. Whatever the transaction you done inside a database can be undo by using rollback command. Only DML commands you can undo the operation. Only DML commands can be rolled back. All the DDL commands will be permanently saved in a database. All the DDL commands are permanently saved in a database. Only DML commands can be rolled back. Whatever the DML commands you are performing inside a program must be saved inside the database only by using the commit command. Only by using the commit command. See this one. Commit method is the method used to save the transaction permanently. Whereas rollback is a method used to undo the transaction. And only the DML commands can be rolled back. Execution of the DDL commands are permanent transaction which cannot be rolled back. By default, the third method or third command what you want to study is autocommit. By default, autocommit is false. That is why whatever the transaction you are performing inside your database must be committed, then only it will be saved as a permanent transaction. You can make changes to the autocommit as true. See the syntax, connection object dot autocommit. See this one, connection object dot autocommit is true. This true and false are the boolean values. That is why I am using the first letter as the capital letter. Connection object dot autocommit is true. That means the whatever the transaction, whatever the DML commands you are performing inside your program will be a permanent transaction. You can make this as false. That means the transaction, everything, whatever the transaction you are doing will be a temporary transaction which won't be stored inside your database. Now see this one, if autocommit is true, then the transaction cannot be rolled back. If the autocommit is false, then only we can perform the rollback function. Then only we can undo the operation. If it is true, then the transaction cannot be rolled back. Now we can try out one program by using commit and rollback. Recollect the use of commit and rollback. We know that what is the use of rollback and commit method. I am going to do one program. First 3 statements are same. I am going to execute the insert query here. Cursor object name is cursor dot execute here insert into EMB values, insert into EMB values. First roll number, I am going to give the roll number as 500 and next is name. So I am going to give the name as Alvin. Next, I think next is age. Age is 32. Next is salary. Salary is 45,000. And next one more attribute is there, that is grade. So grade is given as A. Now that bracket is the bracket of your values and insert query double quotes and final bracket is closed. Now that that cursor object will execute the insert query. Now I just want to extract the values available in your MySQL table by using the select query. I am going to execute the select query. Either you can use the same cursor object or you can use another new cursor object, you can create it. I am going to create a new cursor object, cursor1 equal to con dot cursor. Cursor1 equal to con dot cursor. Now second cursor object is created and using the second cursor object I am going to execute the select query. Execute. Query is this one. Select star from EMB. Select star from EMB. Now entire content of the EMB table is extracted and which will be available inside the cursor object CUR1. Next I am going to extract from CUR1 by using which method? Can you say which is the method I am going to use it over here? Yes, it is fetch all. There is one more method, fetch many is there. What is the difference between fetch many and fetch all? Fetch many has an argument is there. Specified number of records will be extracted by using the fetch many. But fetch all will extract the entire records from the cursor object. See that I am going to write D equal to cursor object name is CUR1 dot fetch all. Spelling mistake. Fetch all. Now all the records will be extracted from the cursor object and using the for loop I am displaying on your screen in D print T. You can use the formatting. Here I am not using the formatting, it's just displaying the form of a tuple itself. Now I am going to run this program. So here you are inserting the value 500 Alvin. Just run this program. See the output. 1, 2, 3 records is displaying there in the shell prompt. Now you go and check it whether in the SQL table is it 3 records is available here. No, only 2 records are available here. But in your shell prompt it's displaying 3 records. That means it is displaying the value, displaying the records from this connection object. Using this connection object, it's created a path between Python and MySQL. So now it is written inside that path. From that path only it is extracting. In that path it is available, the record is available. From that path it is extracting and displaying on your screen. Now I will show you the difference between this connection and I am going to use a new connection object here and see the difference. Here I will give a comment statement over here. I will give a message over here by using the print statement. Print data by using data by using first object. First object. Yes, now that data is displaying by using the first object. Now I am going to create one more object here. Same way, creating one more object. One more connection object. Here I am going to give the connection object name as CON1 and cursor object name. I think you can see the screen. Cursor object name is, connection object name is con1 and cursor object name is cursor1. Now using this cursor object I am going to extract the value or I am going to execute the select query. Same code. See, con1 and here cursor object name, cursor1. Here already I used the cursor1. So I am going to change this as cursor2. Otherwise will be confusion will come over there. So for the first connection object I am using cursor1. So for the second connection object I am using the cursor object name as cursor2. And here it is cursor2. first object, it is second object. By using the second object. Now see the difference. Now we have 500 Alvin is there, that is not there in the table. We once check it, only 2 records are there, that is not available in the table. Now I am going to run this program. It is Alvin, okay. Run this program. Check any mistake, error is there or not. See then, for the first object, it is displaying 3 records, and for the second object, only 2 records are displaying. I think you understood the difference. Now, the first object is created a path there, path between Python and database. So, data which is inserted will be there, the third record which you inserted will be there inside that path. From that path, it is extracting. But the second connection object is directly connecting to the MySQL table where only 2 records are available. So, that is why it is displaying only 2 records. Using the first object, your insert query is working. So that is why that data inserted record will be there in the path, and when you using the same connection object, when you use the select query, you are getting the 3 records. But when you use a second object, only 2 records are available in your SQL table, only 2 records will be displayed on your screen. So that is the difference between your 2 different connection objects. So here you understood the use of your commit method. So that I didn't use any commit method, that is why it is not permanently saving in your MySQL. That record is not saved in MySQL. Now here I am going to, after this insert query, I am going to use commit method. Object name is, you have to use the same object name, same connection object name. By using which connection object you executed the DML command, same connection object you have to use it to execute the commit query, commit method. So your object name is cursor.commit, cursor.commit. Not cursor, object name is con, C-O-N, connection object is con.commit. Now I am going to run this program. So that commit method is executed, that means it is saved permanently. Now see the difference between two set of outputs. See that now 500 Alvin is inserted, and here in the second object also 500 Alvin is inserted. See the difference. Now I use commit method. That commit method is copied the record from that path to the database. From the connection path to the database, it is saved. That is why when you use a second object, by using the second object, when you connect to the MySQL table, that my table consists of 3 records are there. That is why 3 records is coming over there. I think you understood the concept. So when you use, only when you use the commit method, it is saving there in the SQL table. Now we can see what is the use of rollback method. I am going to use, instead of this commit, I am going to use rollback. Again I am repeating, you have to use the same connection object by which you run your DML command, or by which you created the cursor object to run the DML command. I am going to use rollback. Here I will change this data because already 500 Alvin is entered inside the database. I told you once committed we cannot roll back. Once committed means it is inserted inside the MySQL table, which cannot be rolled back at all. Now I will change this data, then you will get the clear idea about how it is working. It is 600. Instead of Alvin, I am going to give you another name, Aditya. See the difference. I just use rollback over there. Recollect the use of rollback. It is undo the transaction. 2 connection objects are there. See then, in the first object, it is not, this 600 is not there. In the second object also 600 is not there. That means the data inside the 600 data inserted there in the connection path. Because of that rollback, it is removed from the connection path. It is not saved inside the MySQL table. So when you use the rollback, that connection, that data, whatever the operation, whatever the DML commands you executed, that will be undo. That means here I just use the insert query, that records will be removed. Whatever you inserted will be removed because of that rollback. Now I think you understood the concept. Now instead of this one, I am going to use commit here. Commit. I'll change the data. Sorry, 600 is not available in the table, so I don't think you don't want to change it. Only 500 is there. Yes, it is. I am going to use commit over there. After the commit, I am going to use con.rollback. Con.rollback. So that commit, you know that commit is used to save the transaction. Now 600 Aditya is saved permanently in your data table. After that, I am trying to roll back that one. I just use the same connection object. I didn't change the connection object. Same connection object is there. And check it whether it is possible to roll back or not. Data is 600. Run the program. Data 600 here in the first object, and here in the second object also you have the data 600 is there. That means, what you understood from here? Once you use the commit command, that means once you save the records permanently in your database, in your table, then we cannot roll back it. So I use the commit command, so that means the transaction, that data is copied from the communication path to the table. Once it is written inside the EMB table, then we cannot roll back is there. We cannot roll back it. See, I just use that one. I just use commit method and then rollback method. So after committing, we cannot roll back it. Even though I use a second connection object, it is not affecting there in the table. So that is a use of your commit and rollback. Now I think that you understood the concept between commit and rollback. Now I am repeating, if you use the commit and rollback, you have to use the same connection object by which you are created the cursor object to execute your DML commands. Now you have to try out the same program in this way. Instead of this insert query, you try out delete query. When you use the delete query, automatically it will be deleted from the table. Use a delete query. After that, use that rollback. Check it is whether it is deleted or not, whether it is available in the table or not. So that procedure you can check it this way. So commit and rollback, you can use it, depends upon the application. Now once you roll back the command, and after that also we cannot commit. You roll back it, after that means it's undo. Again we cannot roll back, again we cannot commit that statement. So this is all about your commit and rollback. Next class we can study about the Autocommit method. Now try out in the program, try out in your Python screen. Today I am winding up the children. Thank you.